Hello, you. Yes, you. This is Usayome Sale from Ways Prime Time. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?
It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. Welcome to West Breakfast. Hashtag what are you saying? This is the program for you and I, where we get to discuss everything related to Nigerian issues and, of course, the foreign scene. My name is Omotoshola Sharimake. I'm not flying solo today in the studio. I have with me, hello, Mama. Good morning to you.
Hi.
How are
Good
you
morning.
doing?
I'm beautiful. How are you?
I am a chosen. Who are you? God's beauty.
my.
Power. Tell me, who are you?
Oh my God. I really don't even know what's going on, like on social media. Yeah.
Oh God, social media
But what
is
do you
so
think of those
interesting right now.
testimonies, though?
I don't want to say something wrong to the Christendom or maybe to their own church, but I
Yeah.
feel like it takes a lot of, I don't want to use the word brainwash, but it takes a lot of,
It's not brainwashed.
that's why I said I really don't want to use the word brainwash, but it takes a lot of, you know, for someone that the first thing that comes to your mouth every time is, I am a chosen, I am a chosen, I am
Naked
a
wire.
chosen. The father, the power of my pastor.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Who are
You know,
you?
apart from the testimonies and the cross, but we've seen videos of women that. Okay, thank you. I've seen videos of women that they say it, they mean it, any little thing. And I'm asking, do we Christians actually say blood of Jesus? The way we say blood of Jesus at any little thing, right? But we don't say the God of Olukoya, the God of Adeboye. Tell me, who
you
are
are.
you? Do you understand? It's interesting, and I feel like
It's just, I think it's just their own church brand. Like, that's how it has been like that for the longest
For the
of time,
longest
you
of
know?
time, right.
Like, I mean, I think that church is more than 25 years now, if I'm not mistaken. So if you've listened to them over the years, they have even stopped naked wire. They have stopped some particular words that they call themselves, you know? They see that apron as bulletproof. Do you get? So there are a lot of things that we've actually heard about the church. So, but for me, it's just how they have, you know, with all the whole rumors, with all the back and forth, like you use the word now, brainwash, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the testimonies that we hear sometimes are quite ridiculous, and it's always
But
like,
Loki, do you believe all these testimonies? Maybe not totally.
what the
but
Lord
maybe.
cannot do does not exist.
Right, right.
What the
God
Lord cannot do does not
Hey,
exist. So,
stop
I mean,
it.
it's possible, right? Again, it might just be dreams. Do you get what I'm saying? Because, I mean, there are people that actually dream very wide. And I think there's sometimes when my daddy would tell me a particular story, but it's actually something that he dreamt, right? Sometimes I feel like probably this is just a story that he made up somewhere because he's an author too.
So Loki, you believe it?
Low-key, it can happen in the dream, like I
So
said.
partially,
but
you are
happening
a
in
chosen.
physical, I don't understand.
Let's start our show. Because you are ready for us today.
Oh my God.
Anyways, if you are going to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV, click the subscribe button now. Power. Air press it. Air press it. Today, Tuesday, is when we get to talk about trending issues, but today we will not be talking about trending issues. We will be talking and be focusing on the role of communication in relationships. And when I mean relationship, I mean both platonic relationship and, of course, the romantic relationship. We'll be joined later by a guest to help dissect this topic, but right now, let's take this break. We'll return with our headlines across the globe. Please be on standby. Glad to have you back to the show. Now let's take a look at the news on today's page of newspaper. And I will be starting with the Guardian newspaper, where the major headline is creamy. Concern as fuel price hike, weak naira dampens inflation outlook. And there's this description, there's a box that says commuters pay over 50% more for fare with hike in fuel prices. The next one says it will cost a minimum of 70,000 naira, an equivalent of the monthly minimum wage to fuel an average utility vehicle. Fuel at 9.50 naira per litre, 32.15% inflation, and then the food prices has gone up. Each of them has gone up. Rice 95,000 naira, beans 230,000 naira, yam 6,000 naira, gari 56,000 naira, pepper 100,000 naira, and bread 8,800 naira. This is hilarious. This is outrageous. This is appalling. This is coming where Nigeria is trying to find their feet on the ground. We've literally gone through the best phase, I don't want to use the wrong word, the best phase of economic situation this year. Fuel has gone up at different times. Dollar is literally hitting 2,000 naira in the next couple of days. Well, I don't pray for that to happen, but dollar is on the rise. Everything is on the rise. And minimum wage is 70,000 naira. As of Sunday, Sanwo-Olu increased school fee of boarding house public students to 100,000 naira from 35,000 naira. I saw a video at Secretariat Ikeja yesterday where they were protesting, oh, we cannot pay. The mothers were out, the fathers were out saying they cannot pay the school fee. And now bread has gone up. I buy my own bread 1,900. If a family of 2 or 3 buy like 2 breads in a week, that's like 1,009 times 2, right? The price of gari is now 56,000 naira for a bag. So which means for a dereka is about 3,000 plus, close to 4,000 naira. If you start to calculate all of these things, how much are you making? How much is the CEO generating for the company? How much can be rolled out as salary? How much can be rolled out as expenses? Lagos to Ikeja to Ojota, let's say those close. Yeah. The fare alone has gone up by 50%. Yeah. By the time 70% if there are much people trying to board bus. And it is appalling. I know it is nobody's fault. We are all in this country together. But what our advice is, as the owner of a company, try to make things easy for your workers. As a company worker, try to make things easy for yourself, your colleagues, and your boss. Because the way you are angry, and you will not imagine, I took bus today from this, we understand. If the same way you're angry, the same way I'm angry. I swear. Right. Make things easy for yourself, make things easy for your colleague, make things easy for your company. If your company is trying to say, okay, let's do hybrid job. Ensure that you are delivering your job well. Don't make them regret saying, let's take 1 day off or 2 days off. And that's it on that page. The next one says, fake Maiduguri flood. Victims mar relief operation at IDP camps. The next one says, Obi, MRA laments harassment, erosion of democratic ideas. Outdated tech, human errors expose Nigeria to 586,310 cyber threats in high. Review Inevitable says LASG aspirant kicks against 300% hike in model college boarding fee. Gunmen kill 5 in fresh attack on Plateau community. MPOX no plan to impose travel restrictions on Africans, says the U.S. And the last but one reads, Abure's tenure as LP boss expires in June 2024. INEC insists. And the last one says, NEGT1 funds monitored, tracked as FAAS, which is the Federal Allocation Fund, shares 3.4 trillion naira in the second quarter of 2024. And these are the details, are the headlines from the Guardian newspaper. Please go straight to the Guardian newspaper for details of these stories. Let's take a look at stories from outside Nigeria.
Leaving the African space to the international spectrum, I'm guiding you with the New York Times newspaper. At the left side of the newspaper, we have how 3 women tackled doubt in election, calling Georgia voters or registering them. By the right side of the newspaper, rather, we have Trump unarmed after shot fired at Florida course. A suspect is arrested, in what the FBI calls an assassination attempt. Middle of the newspaper, drug dealers endanger Pura Vida of Costa Rica. Next to that as well, we have Adams' crisis model agenda and re-election. Bottom of the newspaper, one considered enemies, Iran proxies are embraced in Iraq. All right, next to that, which is the last headline on the newspaper, we have arrangements and eye rolls in TSA line. So the headline that particularly intrigues me is Trump unarmed after shots fired at Florida course, suspects arrested in FBI investigated assassination attempt. All right, so while former President Donald Trump was playing golf at his course in West Palm Beach, Florida, a Secret Service agent saw a man with a rifle standing by the fence surrounding the golf course. The Secret Service agent fired shots at the man, who then fled the scene with a black Nissan. However, he was soon captured by law enforcement. Trump was not armed in the incident. The FBI is treating the event as an attempted assassination. This is the second assassination attempt on Trump in just over 2 months. The first was during rally in July. Then the man arrested was identified as Iran Wesley Routh, a 58-year-old from Hawaii. Investigators found an AK-47 style rifle, backpacks with ceramic tiles, and a video camera near the golf course, suggesting that he might have planned to film the shooting. In summary, Trump was safe despite an attempt on his life, and the FBI is investigating the case further. So this is quite interesting, yeah? You know, the first attempt, we are yet to understand why that guy, you know, wanted to kill, or why he wanted to kill Donald Trump. Until now, we've not heard details from that. And now another attempt on Trump's life. Question is, who wants to kill Trump? Or is this just a political strategy? Because honestly, I actually think it's a political, you know, a political stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody that, like, why do you want to kill him? Because,
I don't get it. He has been a free man for the longest of time. Before he came out to declare his interest in being the president.
So why is it now that they want...
Everybody wants to...
This is quite funny, actually.
I really do not understand. I really do not understand.
Because, I mean, if they are saying, okay, probably whoever that wants to kill him is probably coming from the angle of, oh, probably is a threat to Harris. I would say that 50% of people in America actually are in support of Harris, right? So why would you want to kill, what's his name? Because I don't even, honestly, when you, like, between the both of them, I don't see a threat anywhere. Because the truth is, Harris has her own fan base. Trump has his own fan base. So there's no need killing anybody. Let's just see how it goes at the end of the day. So you wanting to kill Trump. It's not looking, nah, I think it's a political, you know, strategy. But, I mean, finger crossed, it's just October. I mean, October 5th. So it's not even far. No kill him, I beg. Well, October 5th.
Looks like,
we'll see.
looks like, let me keep saying they want to kill me. So maybe people will pity me that, oh, Donald Trump.
He must be the best among.
He must be the best for him. He's the most sought after. Let's take this break. When we return, we are going to be coming back with our guests. We will be having a conversation around the role of communication because it is very, very important. We'll be right back after this break. Please be on standby.
Imagine the world where the voices of the youth finally get the spotlight they deserve.
Welcome to Ways Breakfast, the groundbreaking show where young minds unite together to tackle issues that truly matter.
We're flipping the script on traditional morning talk shows, and this is your chance to hear the youth speak out.
We're not just skimming headlines, we're diving deep into the heart of topics that impact us all.
From politics to governance, tech innovations, mental health, and trendy social issues.
We don't just discuss, we ignite conversations that inspire change and spark action.
Join us every morning for fresh, young, and vibrant perspectives
That empowers the next generation to make a difference.
Start your day right with Ways Breakfast, because when the youth speak, the world listens. Ways Breakfast, weekdays at 8 a.m. live on Upgrade TV.
One of our major problems as Nigerians is we the Nigerians. So the fact that we don't care or love ourselves, we don't care or love our country, we have no loyalty to anyone. We always, and when we have issues in Nigeria, when issues come up, we throw the religious and ethnic, cards to suit our personal and selfish desires. When it comes to election, you are my brother. But when I get into government and I'm eating, I don't try to bring you who is educated and fit for the position, but rather I'll give it to someone who will give me a cut. So we do all these things for selfish desires. And that is how we've gotten to where we are. Because if you are not able to be honest and have high morals and integrity, when it gets to the point of also, when you have stained your hands, it now becomes almost impossible for you to be the same person who will sit on that seat and be part of a committee that they will put together to persecute someone because your hands are dirty.
Glad to have you join us. As mentioned earlier, today we will be dissecting the topic, the role of communication in relationships. And I said we will be talking about different platonic relationship and, of course, the romantic relationship. And the platonic relationship will be expanding it further to the role of communication among friends, among colleagues, among parents, among church friends, among everybody we meet every day in, day out. And while we wait for our guests to join, we'll be asking so many important questions. Why is communication very important? And while we wait for her, Gospity and I will be having this conversation. But Gospity, I'd like to start. For you, what do you see as a healthy communication? When you hear the word healthy communication, for you, because we're different individuals, we communicate differently. For me, when issues pop up to me, I like to address it. I feel like we're growing by the day. I don't see reasons why we should keep malice. I don't see reasons why I should keep quiet, right? I don't see reasons why I should give attitude. I feel like we're growing by the day. And if you should do something I do not like, fine, I expect you as an adult to have sense not to do this thing. But yes, you don't do them, you don't do them. So it's not left for me to say, okay, why did you do what you did? Was it because something happened, or why did you do what you did? I want communication to be had. I want to understand from your own perspective, and then, okay, mix it with my perspective, and then we have a way forward. For me, keeping malice is not communication. It's, to me, I'm so sorry, it's a gutter behavior.
I feel.
For me, giving me attitude is a gutter behavior. If you have anything with me, have the conversation with me. If after the conversation, you now keep malice, you now give me attitude because, okay, maybe you feel like we are not in that space that we used to be before, that's absolutely fine. But don't keep me in the dark and then expect me to figure it out because you're giving me attitude. What if I have other pressing issues on my table? What if I'm even saying it out? So maybe trying to come to work this morning, maybe it was stressful for you. Maybe that's why you're keeping malice, right? So for me, that's the healthy relationship. We talk about it like grown-up adults and we argue it out. For you, what's healthy relationship? What's healthy communication, rather?
To be honest, I feel like I try as much as possible to to understand other people, right? And that's why before I communicate with you to a certain level, I must first of all understand how you think, how you reason, and probably how you see things. So I'll try to see things in your own light. So that way, if you offend me, there's no need of me having to now explain to you or having to expatiate or tell you, oh, this is what you do, this is what you not do, right? And again, of course, you already know that everybody's not on the same intellectual capacity, right?
Yeah.
There are some that are high, there are some that are low. So once you're not thinking the way I'm thinking, or you're doing things quite differently, right? There's just a way I see you. Again, I remember I said I've studied you. I know what's probably how you take things, how you perceive things. So I don't have to now start explaining your problem. If you do something right now, yeah, the least I can do is just keep you quiet, because I've seen you that there's no need explaining to this person.
So if I get it right,
there's no need
your
explaining.
type of healthy communication is ignoring the person,
Yeah.
is shutting the person up. That when you are ready to talk about it, you will talk about. But maybe after like 7 days of
Because by
malice, or
then-
maybe let's not call it
it's not
malice.
not
That's
malice.
maybe let's not call it malice.
Okay.
Let's say after like 7 days of shutting the person out, that's how you like to communicate.
So again, it is not shutting out,
Okay.
right? Because of course we would always talk. How are you? How you doing? How you feeling? We would always do all of that.
The
right?
all vibey thing that
we
you
would
do.
always still do that. That's the thing. So I might just be on my own. That doesn't mean I'm
I
not
don't
ready
get
to.
it. You are saying two
So,
contradicting
no,
things.
they are not.
You
They
say
are-
you might give
they
the
are
person
not.
a space.
I might give the person a space, right?
But in the
Again,
meantime, you
it
will not
depends-
talk to the person.
Again, it depends on what me and this person we are doing. If we are working, right? So I will not say because of you did something bad to me or you offended me, I will not now work. Of
Work
course, we are
is
going to
work.
work. Exactly. So if there's anything relating to work, we'll do it, right? I try as much as possible to keep people at arm's length. That's the problem. So if you already know that normal, we will not always have conversations. So whether you offend me or you don't offend me, you don't get where you touch. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't understand. Yeah, I
Lord
really
in
do
heaven,
not
How
understand.
best do I explain this?
You want
I think,
to keep-
I think for me, what
Okay.
works for me, right? The fact that I already I understand how you're thinking. I understand how your behavior is like, whatever. Whether you're open to communication or you're not open to communication, by default setting, I just intend to stay on my own.
Okay, now I get it. By default setting, your means of communication is to stay on
To
your own
just
for a
stay
couple
on
of days.
mine.
Either we are partners, we are man and wife, we are colleagues, we are even besties. When I offend
I
you,
think
I
it-
expect you to go on a 1 week break with me. Is
Listen,
that
a 1
it?
week break. That's
I'm
the thing.
trying
I
to
feel like
break
you're
it
not-
down.
you're not
Wait,
getting-
Godspeed. We're trying to break it down to the
Lord
lowest
God.
level. You are in
Oh,
your head.
Jesus
I am
Christ
not
of
in your
Nazareth.
head. I am not in your mind. It is
Okay.
what you say out that I hear, right? And I understand it in my own language, right? For me to be sure that I understand, that's why time is the word. No, to be double sure. Okay, yes, I'm sure, but I want to be double. I want to be sure again, like times two, right? So to be double sure, let's assume you and I are besties. We are best friends, all lovey-dovey, do things together. But I did something to you that you do not like. By your default setting, I should expect that for the next couple days or hours,
Okay,
you
so-
will not talk to me. Is that a yes or no? Let's do polar question.
That's a no. Do you know why?
Why?
I think when I was explaining, I did not state out the kind of relationship I was talking about, right? So you don't expect somebody that we are probably colleagues and we hardly talk and we hardly communicate, or probably an acquaintance, right? And we hardly even talk. Normal, past work stuff and we are done, right? Now you're talking about my best friend or probably someone I'm dating. That's quite different because this person already understands me. This person know me. If you do something wrong, normal, I'm being very honest with you, I would actually like stay off at that particular time because
We're saying the same thing.
Wait, but I am not giving a 1 week break. No. So I might stay off. Because it is normal. How can somebody offend you and I'm not coming back with that anger spirit to come and explain what you did to me? Of course, we are definitely going to probably fight ourselves. So what I would do is to actually stay put so that until I am okay to communicate what you did. That's what I'm saying.
How long does it take?
So again, it depends on the relationship, to be honest.
Okay, let's pick 3 examples.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Colleagues, how long does it take?
Colleagues that we don't banter except work. It takes as long as any time that we have anything important to
Put
talk about.
a month or date
Is
or
it a
time
month?
or week to it.
No, that's giving toxic vibes.
It's not toxic. We are trying to have a healthy conversation. We're trying to be clear, right? Like I said, if I have an issue with you, first thing first, I like, thank you, Jesus, because I could have killed a lot. That's the first thing I say to myself. Then I'm calm. Then I want to talk to you. Okay, why did you do what you did? Right.
I still feel
Why
like
did you feel like, okay, maybe you didn't understand me, or maybe I did not understand, then we iron it out. I will end up still keeping quiet, okay, I am sorry. Even maybe when I didn't do wrong or something, I still have to say, okay, I am sorry, but I know that I'm not going to bed
How do you
keeping
feel?
it in mind. I am so happy I've settled the issue, and that's all. I'm not going to think about it because
Oh,
it
really?
affects my prayer life. I don't like it when I'm thinking about. There was a time on this show that I said I met a new set of people and I met different behaviors and it was affecting me because I'm not asking God, please. Yes, I don't have a best friend. Is it me that probably I don't have the good spirits to deal with others? Am I being too saucy? Am I being too harsh? Or is it them rubbing off on me, right? I start mentioning them, God, this person is stressing me. But I want to be sure that I'm the one that is allowing them to stress, or maybe I'm the one that I'm reacting too fast, right? I need to understand that. So that's why when you and I have issues, I don't want to start thinking about you. I am not overthinking, but I don't want to use the word dislike. I hate it when you and I are not on a good note. Except maybe it's from you. You kept malice with me. I tried to have a conversation with you. Okay, why are you keeping malice? Oh, nothing. Period. Nothing is nothing. But I know that from my mind, I've tried to talk to you. You said nothing. Then I understand that, okay, when I'm praying, one spirit is not telling me that you are praying and you are keeping malice with someone. One spirit is not telling me that, it's not doing flashback in my head, in my mind. Okay, you are praying, you are blasting in tongues, and here you are, you're not speaking to that person. Sometimes you could have talked to the person on. So that's how I like to communicate. I think our guest is back now.
Okay.
Hello, good morning. Thank you very much for having us, for joining us, rather. Okay, so I think we'll still have to wait for the guest for a little bit more.
Okay.
So you said your own default setting is to take break off. Now, you said it also depends on the type of relationship.
To be honest, because I mean, if it's somebody that we're already very close.
Hello, yes, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes,
yes,
we
we can
can.
hear you. Thank you
Good
very much
morning.
for joining us.
Awesome.
So, like I mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be having a conversation around the role of communication in relationships and relationship, which includes platonic relationship and romantic relationship. And joining us to have this conversation is a certified marriage counselor, a relationship counselor that has helped couples and friends improve their friendship. This person is the most sought after certified marriage and relationship counselor. She is the founder of Imole Counseling and Therapy Services in Lagos, Nigeria. She goes by the name counselor, therapist, certified counselor and therapist, Esther Sholari. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for giving us time. Thank you. So before you joined us,
you.
we were speaking to ourselves. I asked my co-anchor the question, what's our own definition of healthy communication? I said mine, that my own definition of healthy communication is when you do something wrong to me, be it partner, be it colleague or friend, I like to iron out the issue with you so that I know that we are done, we've settled the issue. I don't like to go back to it maybe when I'm about to sleep and it's crossing my mind again and I'm thinking about that, okay, maybe I should have said this, maybe I should have done that. She said our own go-to default setting is she likes to take a break off for a couple days based on the relationship with the person. If it's normal, we are human beings, we can't be the same. Let me land. She said if it's a colleague that they don't talk, it might take a long time. If they are besties, it might take time, but it will not be as long as colleague. If it's a romantic partner, it will take time, but not time.
This Lord in
Together.
heaven.
So time. So now, from your expert
let me
perspective,
explain,
okay,
please.
defend yourself
Okay, so-
in 1 minute.
Oh yeah. So what it is, what I was trying to say earlier was that the truth is because of what you've done to me. I mean, you offended me, right? To me, it does not make any sense that I am coming with that same anger to come and explain what you did to me. Do you get what I'm saying? So if it's someone that we are very close, we're very tight. If it's someone that we are very close, you're very tight, right? After a few minutes or after like few hours, right? And if you are a partner that's not seeing that, oh, okay, this one I did Gosbity is quiet today. What's going on? If you don't come to meet me, I will still come and tell you that, see that thing that you did that time, I don't like it though.
Thank
right?
you, can't
Wait,
tell.
hold on. Now, that is to people that I'm close with.
Okay.
Now, if it's someone that I am not close with, to me, I feel like that, for you to even offend me, right? I mean, sometimes it might be something that I feel like you should have the sense to know that this thing that you did is actually wrong. But the fact that you don't have that sense to do that, right? I would not bother coming to tell you. And I'm not keeping malice with you, right? But it is just me gaining my respect and me staying on my own. So that doesn't mean if you come to meet me, that doesn't mean we will not communicate.
I
Of course
asked
we
the
would
question,
communicate.
how long
Do you get what
does
I'm
it
saying?
take you?
As long as any time that you decide to, if I have something to come and tell you that is work related or whatever that brought us together, I'll come and speak to you. But me having to address that matter again, I feel like it's gone. I've forgiven you and that's it.
Interesting. You
That's how I see it.
I will not take the word forgiven. Now, let's ask you, what should be the proper definition of healthy communication? Because we want to speak to the role, the importance, the value of communication, because we don't think of of our head. You don't know what's going on in my head. You don't know what's going on in my mind. If you don't open your mouth to say it out to me, I will not think about it. That's why for me, keeping malice with me is wrong. I might think you're going through family problems. I might think you're going through Nigerian issues. I will not think you are fighting with me, because I feel like everybody has a lot on their plate than to come and add malice on top of it. Right, that is it for me. So what do you think a healthy communication should be? And I would like you to cite different examples: work, church mates, acquaintance, different type of friendship and relationships like that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So, healthy communication, it's very simple. I consider healthy communication as the art, by art, that is A-R-T, of being able to express yourself, your feelings, your thoughts, your needs, your perspective to the other party, with the aim of the other party understanding you. And by extension of that, the other party gives you feedback to show that they really did understand you. So I pick my words carefully, because what many of us do is to talk, not communicate. There are two different things. Talking is, I am just expressing myself. Oh, this is how I feel. I am so angry. Why would you even do that? It is so wrong of you. Communicated. Communication would mean that I then say, this is how I feel. This is why I feel the way I feel. This is what you are doing to me is doing to me. This is how I would like you to deal with me or deal with this issue going forward. So what happens is the other party takes that and gives you feedback to say, oh, okay, this is what you mean. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even think that was what you were thinking. And then you are able to align in terms of communication. But if I just talk and express myself, or I just keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again, you should ask yourself, okay, so now let me give marriage as an example. You are married. And then maybe you don't like when your spouse drops his shoes anywhere. Yeah? And then you go, I have told you, stop dropping the shoes. It's not fair. You just throw them anywhere. And when you just enter the house, you just throw it away. You just this and that. And the person is looking at you like this. You said it the last time. You said it today. You are saying it tomorrow. You are saying it next day. You've not communicated. It means there is something in that communication that has prevented you from getting through to the other party. So instead of you repeating yourself every day, why don't you just calm down and say, how can I talk to this person in a way that this person will understand me? Or how does this person like to be understood? How does this person like to communicate in the first place? What makes sense to this person? So then you're not trying to put yourself in their shoes to understand how they think so that you can express yourself to them in their language. It is when you express yourself to them in their language that you will now find yourself getting through to them. So imagine if you realize that, I noticed that when this person eats, he's always very comfortable and happy. That is his happy place. Okay. I'm about to wait for him to finish eating. And then we just sit down and say, do you know, there is something I really wanted to talk about. I don't know if it's a good time for us to talk about it. Are you available? And then he's like, sorry. And then you go, so I noticed that when you come back from work, you basically just throw your shoes around. And it really gets to me because when you do that, it makes me feel as if my work in the home is not appreciated, because I try my best to keep the home clean. And it's just a lot for me when I see that. Is there any reason why you do that? And then he goes, oh, I'm so sorry about that. Though. See, I've always been like that, growing up as a child, that's how it has always been. So I just didn't think it was an issue. And so when you don't like it, now you need to look at it. So if a visitor comes in with you, is that what you're going to do? You are trying to get him to understand your perspective. You are not doing blame game. You are not name calling. You are not insulting. You are basically just expressing your thoughts without defamation of character. Do you understand? And if for whatever reason, the person still does not understand your perspective, it's okay. We are going to come back to it another time. So the goal of communication is to ensure that your partner understands what you are saying the way you want them to understand it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I hope that makes sense.
Oh, yes, it makes a lot of sense. You said it means that you're communicating the way your partner will understand it, which means that you must first understand how your partner likes to communicate. And they probably meet them in their happy state to have a smooth communication. And in every communication chain, there's a sender, there is message, there's channel of sending, and then there is the receiver. Now, I like to ask a question from there, but I will pass it to her, but we have to take this break. When we come back from this break, we'll continue the conversation. Please stay with us. We'll be back shortly. Glad to have you back. We're still speaking with Esther Sholanri, a certified marriage and relationship counselor, and we are still speaking to the role, the importance of communication in relationships. Our phone lines are open now. Let us know. Call us to let us know what your thoughts are on the role of communication. Call us on 0702-5007-749 or 0701-424-2420. God's beauty. Over to you.
All right. Thank you so much. Our wonderful therapist. I mean, for this little time that she just, it has been an insightful one, honestly. So you've spoken about healthy communication, to your spouse, your partner, and all of that. I would like to hear that when it comes to the work environment now, right? Because honestly speaking, I mean, the reason why me and Shola were arguing earlier today was, I mean, as a result of we work together and somehow we don't seem to always find a balance when we're communicating, right? So it's either I'm communicating to someone and they are probably seeing it the wrong way. Sometimes, I mean, it gets to me as well, because if someone is communicating to me and in my head I'm like, why is this one talking to me like that? I don't understand. So when you were explaining about healthy communication to your spouse, I mean, just mentioned by Shola earlier that you have to first of all understand this person, you understood this person, and that's why you're communicating. And I think that's why by default setting I intend to be very quiet a lot of times, because I mean, if you do something wrong to me, having to now explain to you, you might actually get it wrongly. You might get it at the wrong side. So instead of me doing that or having for us to not start fighting and all of that, I will just keep quiet and I just allow you do your thing. Do you get what I'm saying? But somehow also, I feel like that's not a proper or a healthy way of communicating, to your colleagues, acquaintances, and all of that. So I'd like to hear you on that aspect as well.
Okay, so you're asking me, how do you communicate with your colleagues? That's the question, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. The rules of engagement are the same, really, regardless of the relationship status.
Okay.
If you're talking to your colleague, first understand that this person may not know you as much as your family members would know you, or as much as your friends would know you. So it's okay if they don't understand you. The challenge many of us have is we are trying to build the kind of intimacy you would find outside in the workplace.
True.
You are trying to make a bestie out of a colleague. And the person may not be on the same level with you. The person may not desire what you desire as far as that work relationship is concerned.
Yeah.
So that is why it is important for you to read the room. It's important for you to understand how the other party sees you. If the other party sees you as a colleague, it is what it is. You are a colleague. If the other party sees that they would like you to be a bit closer to them, you will see it in the way they bring you into their space, the way they bring you into their world. But let us even assume that you're talking about strictly workplace relationships. Be cordial, be respectful, yeah? Ensure that the tone of your voice does not misinterpret what you're trying to say. You can say that you are just asking for something, but the way you are asking for it gives a different vibe entirely. Do you understand?
Yes.
Use the professional lingua as far as your workplace is concerned. There is no need to desire a bestie relationship if the other party does not want it. Yeah, and there is also no need to desire vulnerability from the other party if the other party isn't asking for it. So where the challenge comes in is when you now want to tell them everything that happened at your work, at home. You want to tell them everything that happened in your marriage, and everybody is looking at you like, I'm not quite sure they pay me for this. I'm not sure I'm supposed to be hearing this. So even when you have conflicts with your colleague at work, understand that this is a place you are still going to come to the next day. So you cannot afford to make a mess of the situation. If you need to process your thoughts, process your thoughts. However, do not keep malice. So I always try to help people understand the difference between processing your thoughts and keeping malice. When you keep malice, it means that you are thinking about the matter and it is negatively showing in your attitude.
Yes.
The way you talk to them, the way you snap at them, the way you ignore them, the way you probably don't even greet them. Exactly, like, your body language just gives us that vibe that something is wrong here. However, when you're trying to process your thoughts, what you do is you are trying to understand what is happening mentally, but you're still kind to the person. You're still talking as if nothing has happened. You are still polite.
Isn't that pretense?
You are still,
How is that pretense?
No, it's not even pretending. Pretense is when you have a negative thought in your head about that person.
Yeah.
You are probably thinking revenge. You are probably thinking of how you're going to get back at that person and how you're going to harm the person. But you appear as if you both are bodies. But in this case, what we are saying is just be yourself, be kind, just, breathe. You may not be gummy, and you may not be chatty, but at least you can make an effort. And keeping to yourself is not supposed to last forever, or trying to process your thoughts should not last forever.
3 weeks.
It is just for a short
time.
It is just for a short period of time. What are you doing in 3 weeks, for goodness sake?
I love the fact that we're having this conversation with the person that needs it.
Can you imagine?
When a therapist is speaking to a wider audience, but there's a closer audience that is directed to. I love it. So now, you talked about the tone, the way you present it, which is non-verbal communication, which is also very important in communication. One thing I once suffered was body language. I might be saying something very sweet, but my face is as plain, as straight as it. So I had to learn body language. I had to learn that your face, your expression has to go with what you're saying. Like your boss will say, "Pele la ko labo." When I'm saying pele, and it sounds sarcastic, but I really mean it inside of me. But the receiver thought I'm being sarcastic. I'm just saying, like, shush it. Right. So now, I need you to help us talk about the importance of nonverbal communication in communication. Chibi, sorry you want to hear.
That is a very profound question.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that's a very profound question because I feel like that is where many people get it wrong. So I have had instances where people will tell me, I don't know, but when I talk to people, they used to misinterpret me. And then we now start breaking it down. What do you mean by the interpret you? How do you talk to people? So you can be saying the right things, you can be saying all the right things, but then your facial expression is saying something different. Your body language is saying something different. You are saying, I am sorry. Yo, you're not sorry. What's that straight face for? You were genuinely sorry. We are going to see that you are sorry. So for some of us, we really have work to do in that regard to ensure that our facial expressions aligns with what we are saying. And there are also some of us that will not talk, but we can't, our body language cannot hide it. So you're probably at an event, the waiter does something nasty to you. You've not said a word, but from the vibe you are emitting, it's as if you want to beat up the person. And then they say, calm. They're like, no, I'm calm. What do you mean? I'm very calm. So some of us may really have to stand in front of the mirror and just check out how we respond to situations. Just imagine something happens. How would you respond? If you're angry, how does it show on your face? If you're sad, how does it show on your face? If someone does something wrong to you, how do you respond? How does your body respond? Then you may now be deliberate about controlling your body language. It's something you can control. There is a reason why when you're talking to your boss, even though you're angry on the inside, you will still be very calm. You're just looking at him like, okay, sir, I'm so sorry, sir.
Noted.
Sir. Right? Yes. That if it is your colleague or your friend, your body is already dancing. You are already vibrating. So it shows that we have the capacity to control our body language. We just choose not to because we feel like we're in a place where we can express regardless.
Do you have a follow-up question? Okay. Now, the trend right now among Gen Z is, I'm just being expressive. Let me say it. I'm just being expressive. And when they say they are being expressive, oftentimes it's just calling rude expressive. They are being very, very mean. Some people don't know how to say things to people. They just misconstruct their words and put the wrong things together in the wrong way, and they just lash out at people in a very wrong way. Now, I need you to help us share examples and then talk to people that are struggling with healthy communication. Some people that they struggle with how to communicate well. I think she should know it. I assume she should have known it. That's for one category of some people. And to the people that they don't want to accept, therefore, they're trying to manipulate the situation and turn it around. That, okay, if you had not done this, I wouldn't have reacted this way. Right. That's the second category of some people. And the third category of some people is, I don't know how to pretend. I don't know how to hide myself. Any the way is Apple, I want to say it. I want to hit the nail on the head. I am expressive. These three classes of people are in our world. We meet them every day. Some of them are right under our nose. Please, I need a word of advice.
If I'm to add to it, right? If I'm to add to it, now when she spoke about that assumption now, I feel like, let's be honest with ourselves, yeah? There are some things that people do, like people would do to offend me, or generally now, not even a me thing, right? I want to believe that your number 6 is working, and you should know that this thing you're doing is wrong. So you are supposed to actually, you know, speak to that person. But waiting for me to come and start explaining to you again that, this thing you did is wrong, I feel like it's me being stupid, honestly speaking. Because this thing you're doing is, you can clearly see that it is wrong. So why are you waiting for me to come and tell you to explain? That's why default setting, I'll just stay quiet, because having to come and start explaining, it makes me sound foolish, actually. Then another thing is,
Okay.
Over time, I've heard people perceive me as a rude person, even though I believe I am not, right? Because I just feel like you are supposed to be knowledgeable to know what you're doing and how you're supposed to like take care of it, right? Because me now telling you, it's going to be somehow. Now, there's this thing that happened to me of recent, right? I walk into a space and I was perceiving a certain aroma. And like, it's just a normal thing that when you walk into it, you're like, why is this place smelling like this? Right? And that's what I did. And this person actually picked offense. Like, the person was pissed, like that reaction. In my head, I'm like, are you okay? Because, this is just a normal thing that would happen to anybody. Anybody can walk into this place and say, why is this place smelling like this? And it's not even like I meant it. It's not like I meant to like say that in a bad way or something. I just said it that,
bad way.
Do you get? It was just something that I said like, by passing, right? To me, it was nothing because, I can be doing something and somebody walk and say, why is this place smelling like this? I feel like it was just an open room for communication, right? So this person felt bad about it. And the person was so pissed about it, right? Now, when we are not talking about this thing, another person has said, probably because it was the tone I used. In my head, I'm like, what tone? Like, I don't understand why you are trying to make excuse for this thing. This person is supposed to be knowledgeable to understand that I actually didn't meant it. The way the person is thinking, I meant it. I feel like I was just having it was just an open conversation. If somebody spray a perfume here, it is normal to say, this is your perfume, I like it though. It is normal to say, this aroma that I'm actually perceiving, or the way this place is, the way I'm perceiving this area is beautiful. It is normal to say that. So someone getting angry over that, in my head, I'm like, you must be dumb or something, because something has to be wrong with you for you to be angry about something like that. Come on.
Okay, I get you, and I absolutely understand where you're coming from. However, you must understand that people are different. And how do I put this? You have a set of experiences that has helped you become who you are. You have a value system that has contributed to who you are. You have a level of exposure that is unique to you. So assume that every other person understands at the level you understand things is wrong. You are just setting up yourself for problems.
True.
That assumption itself is a problem. So what that means is, have it at the back of your mind that our worldview differs. And it's okay to not have the same worldview as I do. There are some things that I would do as a person that I would think is absolutely fine. And another person will look at me and be wondering, is this person okay? Why would you even think that way? Let me give a classic example.
Okay.
I am Yoruba by tribe.
Okay.
Now, from my culture, when you see an elderly person, you need to greet.
Yeah.
Well, that is the way I was raised. You need to say, Eka Aroma or something. Now, imagine that somebody from another tribe passes by as I am kneeling to greet the elderly person. The person is probably thinking, why is she kneeling? Did she wrong this elderly man? Did she wrong this elderly person? Is she trying to beg? What did she do wrong? No, I am not trying to beg. I am just greeting somebody. So what that means is what you define as greeting is another person's definition as begging, and it's another person's definition as absurd. Do you get?
Yes.
Same thing, different interpretations. So that means that you can't afford to think that everybody knows what they are doing or everybody understands things the way you understand it. They don't. So create that allowance. If you walk into a space and you say something and the other party takes it personal, the other party has a frame of reference that party has used to define that thing you just did or you just said. So while you may think they are overreacting, you don't know where they are coming from. And I hope you know that many times when we react to something, it is not just that thing that is causing us to react. It is what that thing reminds us of that is causing us to react.
True.
Let me give an example. So imagine that you were raised in a home where they would say, oh, you're very stupid. Oh, you're very stupid. And because of that, you have an hatred for that word stupid because it just makes you feel small. And then you now probably find yourself in an environment and someone just jokingly, you know, there are people that jokingly throws words like that. Just jokingly, oh, you are so stupid. And instantly, you just change it for the person. You are so pissed. You are so livid. And the person is wondering, hey, what's up? I just said stupid. I didn't even mean any harm.
Yeah.
Yes, you didn't mean any harm. But because of where the person is coming from, you just touched a pain point for that person that you are not even aware of. You just touched 27 years of being called a certain word that they do not like. So that is why you must always give allowance for the other party. No matter how you think you know someone, you don't know their story. You don't know where they are coming from. You don't know what they are dealing with. You don't know what that compliment or that polite insult or expression reminds them of. So it would be wrong for you to assume that, oh, I was just being me. I was just expressing. If you are just being me, you are just expressing and you are hurting the other party, then you probably need to work on yourself.
Thank you very much.
I don't think that makes sense.
Oh, yes, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm so pained that our time is gone already. I mean, gone. I would love you to say something in 30, 45 seconds. What would be your word of advice to anybody struggling with communication as fast as you can, please? Our time is out.
Okay. Number one, take responsibility for your actions. Yes. Take responsibility for your words. Number two, always remember that your words can hurt. Your words can break other people. Number three, give people allowance. And number four, teach people how to treat you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I mean, it's time to book for a session for another time to bring you on board. Then we'll have ample time to have this conversation about communication with you. Thank you very much, Esther Sholaren, for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And yes, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, she said you're awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gosby.
Thank you so much, Shara.
My second will be to be responsible for your actions and also remember that one thing you say to someone can break someone. And that's it on today's show. Do join us again tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.